welcome to today's video. Welcome to part 2 of our embarkation day. We are very excited. We are headed to the cruise port. We have checked out of the hotel. We played some pool, which you guys saw in the other video.
She won by technicalities, but I was also trying to teach her.
It's been a while since I played pool, and I'm not good at pool. I'm not.
And otherwise, I was wiping her butt with the table.
Pretty much. So we are headed down the road.
I would guess this is a road. I think that's water.
Yeah. So here's this Gulf of Mexico. Is Paradise Pier. And we're just following the GPS to get to the cruise terminals. So we're going down this whatever street this is, 29th Street.
29th Street.
29th Street, and
34th is over there. We got to get to Herald Square.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, wrong city.
So we're coming down this way, and you can see there is a Norwegian cruise line ship over here.
It's a boat.
It's not a boat, it's a ship.
It's a moat.
It's
stuck in a moat.
Oh,
There's a Carnival boat over there.
Oh, I wonder if that's the Jubilee over there. Because we are in Terminal 1. So there's lots of stop signs.
And a stop here,
and a stop there.
Here, a stop there, a stop everywhere, a stop. Old McDonald.
Hey, there's a little house for sale. We'd be real close. We just walked to the cruise terminal. Where they're going?
Arkansas.
So we're getting closer.
Here we go one more time. Everybody's feeling fine. Here we go now.
Lots of cruise parking here close to.
Yeah, lighthouse cruise parking.
There's tons of.
I don't see a lighthouse, but there's cruise parking.
So it's wanting us to go left, but we're going to go right. Yep, we're looking.
Where's our cruise parking?
I'll have to pull it up. But it's at the Norwegian Prima, is what's docked here at.
And I can't tell what boat that is.
Yo, that's not the Jubilee. That's the Dream.
That's the Dream.
That's the Dream. You can see it right there. Carnival Dream. That's our home for the next 8 nights.
Great.
So we're here. So it took us a while to find our cruise parking, which was, I'm glad that we left early, so we could figure out how to get there. So we got the car parked, we got all of our stuff, we dropped our check. We had 3 bags that we were checking, our 2 large ones, and Sam's duffel. And then even though it was only 10:30, they pushed us through boarding because our boarding time wasn't until 11. And actually right now
at 11.
My Fitbit says it's 10:59. So we're actually in the seating area waiting to board at the time when our check-in was. So, boom. Hey everyone, Future Lena here. I just want to make note that our experience being able to get onto the ship early may not be your experience. I think it just completely depends on how many people are already there and how fast the line is moving. So be prepared for them to say it's not your boarding time yet, or you can't get in the line yet, or put you in a different line. I know from experience in the cruise group that we were on Facebook that they did hold other people until their boarding time. We aren't quite sure if it was because Sam was walking with a cane and it did take us longer to get places. So just be aware that our experience may not be yours. It is 11:18 and we are actually on the gateway to board the ship. Look how many people are ahead of us. Look how many people are behind us. They're on C6 already. Or at least C6.
We're gonna make her walk the planks.
No! So, are you guys ready to go cruising? Because we are. Here we go. On board. Okay, y'all, it is Almost 11:30, and we're almost on board.
I will say, take the walk or take the wheelchair.
We'll have a lot of thoughts about like the disability part when we get back.
That's where you go to the lodge, you have to go check those things to get in and out. You see like the doctor, you know, you can see where
So we're at the very aft of the ship, and right behind us is the Norwegian Prima. It hurt the Norwegian terminal. Where did you go? Where's the K1 teachers of Paris when I need them? Where are my fellow parents and teachers when I need them? We did this for Halloween last year. So it is, let me look at my Fitbit, 4:30. We did sail away a little bit later than originally anticipated. I think, I'm not quite sure what was going on, but our sail away was supposed to be at 3:30. But I don't think we actually started moving till, what, a little after 4? Sam?
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. But the sail away party was so much fun. We both had a drink. There's a specific menu for while you're still in Texas, and I will insert the pictures from the PDF download in the video. I had a drink called the Cruiser, and I don't remember what was in it. And Sam got a mojito, but you were not really impressed with your mojito.
No.
And something to remember. People from Carnival will walk around with a tray of drinks. They will be in really awesome little cups that are branded with Carnival or the red.
Or 15 extra bucks.
Yeah. A lady, I was like, hey, I think I want one of those.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, find out how much it is. Ask this lady. And I'm like, hey, how much was your cup? She goes, $30. I'm like,
Well, it did include the drink.
Right. It did include the drink, but it was $30 for the drink with the cup. And here's something to note. It does not come off if you have the Cheers card. So just be aware of that.
Outside.
Yeah. You can't even go to guest services and have the price of the drink deducted. So, something to note, if you get a drink from someone carrying them around, you are paying full price for that, plus gratuity and tip. So, we have gratuity and tax, sorry. So, we have a reservation at the steakhouse at 5:30, which is in about an hour, which will need to be there. We need to get, up there and whatnot. So, we will see you guys after we get a little bit cleaned up and spiffy. Hello.
Hello.
We are all gussied up because we have reservations tonight at the steakhouse, and it is on deck 12. My suggestion for you is to use the very back set of elevators and just go up to 12.
It literally takes you right there.
It literally takes you right there. The very back one's right there. And so it opens at 5:30, and that is when our reservation is. When we got back to our room, because I think I mentioned this earlier, but it was not showing up on our app. We didn't get anything in our room or anything.
It was kind of weird.
It was weird. And so we were waiting in a guest services line, and a lady came by, and I go, ma'am, can you help us? And she's like, yes, of course. I'm like, we have reservations at the steakhouse. We don't know what time it is, and it's not showing up on our app. So she called the manager.
Yes, hello, Carnival Dream family. This is Tyler, Cruise Director, here with a rundown of all the events happening tonight. Now, a little extra special treat. Our sister ship, the brand new Carnival Jubilee, is coming right by us very shortly. So in about a little less than 10 minutes, if you're up on the Lido deck, you look to your port side. To the front
You're
ship,
gonna wanna go down.
look to your left side. You will
We'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so we came outside in the wind, and it feels not too bad out here, actually. And here's the Jubilee. Without my finger in the way. Okay, let's try this again. Zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. Zooming in, zooming in. There she is. The Carnival Jubilee. She takes her first voyage tomorrow on the 23rd. So they're out just kind of cruising around, and they'll come back into port probably later tonight or tomorrow. They just can't take out space. But there she is. Brand new. People can't. She got here on Wednesday the 20th. And whew, it's foggy out here. Very, very foggy. But look at the seagulls. And I was zoomed in at like times 10. But look at the pretty seagull. Picture, picture. In the sky. So we've gone a little ways, and we're almost kind of coming up right on her now. All right, we sounded our horn. Will they sound theirs back?
No, they say bite you.
Anything?
There we go.
That sounds like almost musical.
Yeah.
Very beautiful ship. Very brand spanking. Oh,
That was very good.
it was so good. Dinner was amazing, and it will get its own video coming up. So we're back on deck 9. We're gonna head back to the room and get de-glamified because at 8 I have
You go to the spa.
I go to the spa for a massage, and Sam's gonna go check out the piano bar. But when we got on board, we found out there's actually 3 elegant nights because Christmas is an elegant night as
So
well.
technically we had 4.
So technically, we had 4.
Wait a minute, fill my cup, put some in it, take a sip, sound check. Get the stretch. Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. You show up, show up. Too high, police the fireman. Too high, they drag on the retirement. Too high, say my name, you know who I am. Too high, move out that money, break it down. Girls teach you hallelujah. Girls teach you hallelujah. Girls teach you hallelujah. 'Cause uptown funk gon' give it to ya. 'Cause uptown funk gon' give it to ya. 'Cause uptown funk gon' give it to ya. Saturday night we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch.
So I can't breathe, but it pays tax like a fool. Because Sam and I, along with a lovely another couple, are the entertainment VIPs for the entire cruise. What did I have to do, Sam?
Shake it.
I shook my butt with ping pong balls. Couldn't breathe at the end, and I needed my inhaler, but we won a lot of stuff. We got I can't breathe, I'm telling you. We got a bottle of champagne, and us and the other couple both didn't end up drinking it because there wasn't much of the show left. And we also get a bottle of wine at our table tomorrow. And then we got this bag full of goodies, and we have a Carnival Dream ship. There's also a dauber. We've got some bingo sheets. We've got a big one that's got 9 on it and a little 3 on there, so we can go play some bingo because bingo does cost on the cruise ship. We got these little Carnival link like medals, and then we have this envelope that is a backstage tour before the show tomorrow night, and I doubt I'll be able to film that, but we'll tell you all about it and take pictures with what we can. But we also get chocolate covered strawberries
and a bottle of wine.
Yeah, I mentioned the bottle of wine, and they said we'll be getting other surprises throughout the entire cruise. So make sure to go to the, what was it, like kind of preview show.
Yeah.
It was at 9 o'clock. Sam and I happened to make it, and we were actually up on the 5th floor, and I go, hey, let's move down to the bottom floor. I didn't know they were going to be doing this. And then they're like, hey, couple stand up and like...
You stood up, I didn't.
I stood up.
I'm worn.
Yeah, but I mean, y'all, Sam has the cane, but I was boogieing, and so we got picked, and there he's like, I can't pick a winner, you both are winners, and it's like, hey, cool. So we're going to use inhalers, get something to drink, and then go catch another show because we're on vacation time and it's only 10 p.m. Hey y'all, Future Lena back to close out the video. So we actually ended up just staying in the room. We went up to the Lido deck and grabbed some pizza because we were both kind of hungry, and the pizza's open till 4 a.m., which is very handy later on in the cruise. But I gotta say a shout out to Tyler, the cruise director, for an amazing cruise, amazing first night, and thank you for all the goodies that night at the welcome aboard show. In the bag, and I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, there was an envelope for a backstage tour the next day with the cast manager for the shows. There was a bingo sheet and a dauber to play bingo one of the times on board. Spoiler alert, I didn't win. And FYI, if you're planning to play bingo, it is a cost per play, but highly recommend bringing your own bingo dauber if you have them or you can find them, because the small ones that Carnival sells are actually $2 a piece. So just a note there. We also did not end up taking advantage of the free bottle of wine because we actually never set foot in the dining room other than one day for C-Day brunch. So Tyler saved money on us there. But we had such a great embarkation day. Security was really, really simple. When we dropped off our bags, as you saw up in the clips, we dropped off our luggage, we tipped, and there was actually a luggage cart getting ready to go onto the ship. And we handed the guy a 20 because typically they say to tip about, between $2 to $5 per bag, depending on, the situation. And it was the holidays. And the gentleman there looked at us, looked at the 20, looked at us again, turned around and pulled 3 bags off of the luggage rack, put them on the next one, and put ours on there and said, the last people didn't tip me. So just a note that if you are checking bags onto your cruise ship, highly recommend giving them even a couple bucks per bag because the people in front of you may not have. And he told us that was one of the first carts going onto the ship. And when the rooms weren't supposed to be open until 1:30. But they opened them at 1 because the housekeeping is phenomenal and was able to turn them all over. Our luggage was all right there. So our luggage and there were people that were still waiting on luggage at like 3 or 4 o'clock. So, just, letting you know that. Definitely tip the porters. It may not ensure that your luggage gets on quicker, but it might. We got in line, and like I mentioned earlier, we were waiting to board the ship at the time when our boarding pass actually said we could get in line. Your mileage, your situation may vary, but we went through the line. the first line after we dropped off our luggage, and they signed off on our boarding pass. You have to print off your boarding pass. It's not on the app. You have to print it out. Highly recommend printing it out in color, because the people in front of us that printed it off in black and white had a little bit more trouble than we did. So highly recommend printing those boarding passes off in color. We did not have passports. We cruised under our birth certificates and our photo IDs. And so they looked at our photo ID, looked at the driver's license, passed one of us through, then did they did Sam first, and then my ID, then my birth certificate and my marriage license. I showed it to her, even though she goes, I don't really need that. You'll need that more on your way coming back into the country. Okay, awesome. And went through, and then we did a cash account. We opted not to have them charge our card before we got on. We put $100 on to start out with, $50 a piece, and we had to go get in another line to do that, and it was really quick. And I will say, a side note, we met a couple on day 2, and we kind of became friends and hung out with them. And they had 4 kids, and one of the kids racked up $1,700 in arcade fees. And here's why. You have to be very specific when it comes to charging limits for your kids' cards. You can either give them a daily limit or a total cruise limit, and you can choose not to have your kids' cards connected to your credit card. Highly recommend putting cash on your kids' sign and sale cards and not having them connected to your onboard credit card. You can do it. You just need to tell them either putting at the cash account or at guest services on the ship. Highly recommend just doing it at the when you put cash on their account, because the guest services line is very crazy that first day with people. Maybe mom and dad were put in separate rooms to get, better deals, and they want, all the kids in one room and mom and dad in the other room, so they're getting extra keys, and it's just a long line on embarkation day. So just deal with it because you have to check in each person individually, and so you can put, I could put me as a cash account and Sam as a charge account. Even as adults. So just highly recommend doing that and making sure that your kids' cards are not connected to your credit card, because if the money's gone, it won't let them charge. And I saw this because someone who was later on in the cruise, someone who had a cash account did not have enough in her cash account to cover the tax of her drink in Key West. And we'll get more into that when Sam and I talk about the Cheers package later on. But it will not let you charge if you don't have the money on your sign and sale account. So if you have kids, definitely give them cash accounts and do not let their cards be connected to your credit card. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a really high arcade fee. So we got that taken care of, and then we went into the boarding area. Right before you went into that area, they had backdrops with ship photographers with the Carnival Dream background that you could get a picture with, and they did have an open one, and Sam and I snapped a quick selfie, and we sat and waited, and they started with the boarding groups, and we were in line, as you saw in one of the clips, to get on the ship at the time during our boarding time, because our boarding time was 11 to 11:30, and we were online to get onto the ship by 11:30. And so we had lunch on the ship. We had, I don't even remember what we ate, to be quite honest. I'm pretty sure oh yeah, Sam got some, we got tacos and Guy's Burgers on that first day. And we also went to, Sam got some tortillas later. But after we went to muster, because everyone has to go to muster, and our muster was D4, which is right by Camp Ocean, so it was right by the non-smoking casino. Sam noticed that Pig and Anchor was open, which is normally open only on sea days. And so we went up and Sam opens the door. It was on deck 5. And he goes, oh, can't you smell that? And I literally went, really? Seriously? Because at this point, I still could not taste and I could not smell. It stunk. So literally I was eating because I needed to eat something. And I've got pictures to insert at the end and that you can see what we ate. But something to note about the Cheers package is that it does not start until day 2, even the non-alcoholic drinks. So that was one of the main reasons why we put some cash on our sign and sell card right away, because we knew we wanted to get drinks. And so I had a soda and Sam had a water with lunch, and we didn't realize that just right around the corner was like free drinks. So we were trying to figure out where all these people were coming from with their drinks and just didn't explore quite enough at that point. So then we went up to 10, Toledo, and Sam, when we were on Freedom of the Seas, the Mexican restaurant had chips and salsa and queso, but the Blue Iguana Cantina on the Dream does not have queso or chips. They have fresh tortillas. So Sam got some fresh tortillas and limes and some salsa too. And so I could taste the limes like a little bit. Stuff that was really tart was kind of coming through at that point. But I had a really bad headache, and unfortunately for me, I had packed both of my bottles of migraine relief in my check-in bags. And so definitely I learned my lesson there. I need to do a lot better job of having my bag ready to go that comes on the ship with me. But also, in my defense, I was still really not feeling the best that day. I was better, but I obviously, otherwise I would not have gotten on the ship. But like, I was still like, I was still on Dayquil. I mean, let's be honest, I was still had taken some Dayquil when we first got up. We did go to the Sail Away party, which was at 3:30 on the Lido. So once they made the announcement at 1 that we could get into our rooms, we went down to our room, kind of chilled out for a little bit, changed, and went back out to deck 10. And I will say, when we were in there, I really coughed up a lot of stuff, and I felt a lot better after getting just more of that gunk out of my sinuses. Went up to deck 10, did both have a drink. We did pay for it. It was and I have the Texas menu downloaded for you guys and took screenshots to put in it. It is a specific menu until you get out to sea for Texas because of the Texas alcohol laws. Also be aware that if you buy alcohol on the ship or at one of the ports and you bring it back, you do have to declare it and you have to pay Texas taxes on it when you come back. So just FYI. We enjoyed the sailor party. It was a lot of fun. They had like games and stuff that people participated in. This one grandma like really was getting with it that they picked to participate. It was a lot of fun. Then Sam and I went back down to the room and I went to the spa deck to find out about my appointment, because when I booked it, I had booked it for 3 o'clock because I have a little bit of an issue on Freedom at Sail Away that I kind of had a little wig out moment. And so Sam's like, well, maybe if you're in the middle of a massage, it won't affect you so much. Well, because they were still giving tours at that point, they had actually moved it to 4, which didn't work for me because we had a steakhouse, the chef's steakhouse, or on the other ships, it's Steakhouse 571 or something like that. At 5:30, and by the time I would get done with that, it takes a little bit to get through the process. There just wasn't going to be time, so they did move it for me to 8 o'clock with no fees change, and I will talk about my experience in the spa in another video. But I got there a little early and got in a little early, so I got out a little early, which actually worked out because I messaged Sam, who had been at the piano bar, and asked if he wanted to go to the Welcome Aboard show that was in Encore, and I'd meet him on deck 5 because it was like right at the back of the ship. So it was like almost on the opposite side of the ship of where we both were. But I knew by the time I got down there and he got there, we'd kind of meet about the same time. I got there a little before him. we got settled and decided we actually wanted to go down to deck 3, which actually worked in our favor because we had no sooner sat down kind of towards the back of the auditorium, I guess, for lack of a better word. Tyler, who's the cruise director, goes, hey, if you want to participate in something fun, get up, let us see you dance. So I got up and I acted stupid and I got picked to go participate. It was a couple, so Sam went up with, and I participated against another guy, and it was a minute to win it game where they strapped a box of ping pong balls with 2 holes on the sides on your butt, and you had to literally dance and shake the ping pong balls out. I don't know how many ping pong balls are left, but let me tell you, that was the longest minute and a half of my life. I did not have my inhalers on me, and I about died. But I will tell you, it was absolutely worth it. We had, for the full cruise, we had reserved seating for all of the shows, minus the Love and Marriage show and any of the comedy shows that were in the Encore Theater. But other than that, we did have reserved seats. And we ended up having reserved seats next to one of the cast's mom, who was from Australia, and her name was Lynn. So Mom, if you're watching this, hi Mom, because she became another mom to us while we were on the ship. We hung out with her a lot. Lovely, and she was just great. And her daughter Kelsey is amazing, and she's currently on the ship, I think, until around February. And so we're hoping, with fingers crossed, that she's back on the Dream or on another cruise ship when we are on there. But we won a bottle of champagne. We won a backstage tour of the dressing rooms and storage areas, which is, for Sam and I, was completely amazing, and we nerded out, and we'll talk about that in another video. And Tyler said that anytime we were in the dining room, a bottle of wine was on him, which, spoiler, we actually never used because we never ate dinner in the dining room because our dining was at 6 o'clock and the shows all started at 7, and the dining room was on the opposite side of the ship. So we would change into different clothes, scarf something down on the Lido, which was like right outside of our room, and go all the way across the ship down to deck 3 for our seats to see the show. So we actually never sat foot in the dining room for dinner the whole cruise. So Tyler saved money on us there. We also had chocolate covered strawberries sent to our room on day 2. And we had a bag that had 2 Carnival ship medals in it, and we will show you those in another video. We got one of the coveted ships on a stick. We got bingo cards and a bingo dauber to get to play bingo complimentary because bingo costs. And by the time we got back to the room, we had talked about doing something else, but I was literally so tired. And I needed to lay down. So Sam went right outside up to deck 10, right outside of our room on the deck, and got some pizza, and it was really good pizza. We really liked it. I will say that we kept comparing it to Sorrento's, which we had on Freedom of the Seas from Royal, and I have to say we liked Sorrento's just a little bit better, but it was really nice to have that option to grab pizza until 4 a.m. every night. So there's kind of a more overview of that first embarkation day, and we had a blast. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone!